Station, WTIM.
It's the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper, your host. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville. You'll always do better with Landmark. People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. By now, you're well aware it's National FFA Week. Part of National FFA Week, I have the Edinburg chapter of FFA on the phone right now. It's great to have everyone along. Let's start off with the president. Why don't you introduce yourself and your year in school and everything else?
Schlehan. As you said, I'm the president of the chapter, and I am a senior this year.
Next up.
My name is Maya Klotz. I am a sophomore, and I'm the sentinel.
All right, down to the boys in the room.
Hi, I'm Wade Beck. I'm our chapter secretary, and I'm a freshman.
And last but not least, we got one more.
I'm Gabe Clark. I am the vice president of our chapter, and I am a junior.
Starting with the seniority in the room, the president, Emily Schlehan. What do you do as president?
I preside over meetings and help plan out all of our activities.
What are some? I'm so sorry. Continue.
And we just plan like FFA week. You're probably going to ask what activities that we do. And one of them was I was the head of the FFA week committee, which we were planning out activities for all the little kids in the high school and our teachers.
Yes, you asked my question perfectly, or answered it perfectly, rather. I'm really sorry I interrupted you there, Emily.
It's okay.
What are, I'm going to go down into the vice president and so on in a moment, but as we're talking about National FFA Week, since we're on the topic, what were some of the themed days? I know you had a short week with President's Day off, but what were Tuesday and Wednesday? What's today's theme? What's tomorrow's theme?
We actually didn't do any themes. We just had an overall
right.
theme. Yeah, we just, our theme was apple for the elementary.
Apples?
Yes.
Okay.
And how the apple grows and its life cycle from a seed to a sprout to a blossom to an apple tree. They got to do.
Continue.
Sorry.
No, continue.
They got to do an apple accordion by themselves, and it just shows the life cycle of an apple. And they just watched videos on how an apple grows and just the specifics of an apple.
Sounds, and you just kind of based on my listening, I don't really know for sure, so you can tell me if I'm wrong, Emily, but it sounds like the way you at Edinburg celebrate FFA Week is you really try to integrate the younger kids into what FFA Week is all about.
Yeah, we also just want them to have fun. That's my plan, but we also want them to learn. The reason we chose apples was because we went to National Convention and one of our tours was an apple orchard. So we figured with our background knowledge about the apple orchard and just our background knowledge in general about apples, that it'd be really easy to teach them about apples. And I don't think that they've had a lesson depth than apples anyway. So I thought it'd be a good choice and that they'd like it since apples are sweet and a popular fruit.
So your role as an officer team during FFA Week is to teach the younger kids something. And this year you chose apples.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I want to talk more about the National FFA Convention, but we only have so little time here. So I want to go to the Vice President, Gabe Clark. Gabe, what do you do as Vice President?
I assist Emily whenever she needs help. Stand role as president when she's not here and such. And I also helped with the taco bar that we had for teachers for FFA Week yesterday by bringing in taco meat and such.
The right-hand man to the president. Sentinel Maya Klotz, what do you do as Sentinel? What does a Sentinel do?
I assist the president in maintaining order, keep the meeting room and paraphernalia in proper condition, and I welcome the guests and keep them comfortable and just assist with special features.
Special features like what?
Like elementary kids, sometimes we're doing a coloring contest for the elementary as a part of FFA Week. So I'm kind of helping with that.
All right. Let's move on to the Secretary Wade Beck. What do you do, Wade, as Secretary of Edinburg FFA?
I take minutes and notes during the meeting. I just keep record of everything we do during meetings. I also help where anybody else can fall flat. I step in, and right now I'm actually helping create posters for food drive and cornhole tournament we're hosting for FFA week.
Sounds like a lot of fun. When are you having the cornhole tournament? Have you done that already? Is it coming up, later? When is it?
It started on Tuesday and it's continuing through the week during our study hall in school.
Oh, okay. Only have so little time in between in the middle of a school day that you kind of have to do a little bit here on one day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, etc. Still sounds like a really fun time though.
Yeah.
As a sophomore, Maya and Sentinel, what will your involvement look like in the chapter for the rest of the school year?
Well, just whatever I need to do, I'll be here and do it.
I love that attitude. I know elections are around the corner, Maya. Are you thinking about running for Sentinel again? Or are you looking at another position, perhaps?
I'm looking at another position. I hope to run for vice president next year.
Cool. So that could also be one of your roles through the rest of the school year after, of course, elections happen in April. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, April. Okay. And going on to the secretary, Wade, are you going to be secretary again? What are you thinking?
I'd like to run for re-election as secretary or maybe treasurer in our chapter. Right now I'm at a pretty good position as a freshman. I've got a pretty good head start.
I would say so myself. And it's always, as an underclassman, it's good to try new things.
Yes.
Right. Gabe, you looking at president next year? Or are you going to stick in your vice president role?
Yes, I look to be the president of our chapter next year.
What about being president excites you? Or the idea of it, rather?
I get to lead our chapter and do a few things that I've been wanting to do, and yeah, stuff, fun stuff.
Emily, how are you feeling about Gabe here potentially taking over your role next year? I know you got to have a kind of an even slate or an even field for when elections happen, but if that happened where Gabe stepped into your role, how would you feel about that?
I'm pretty confident in Gabe. He's worked with me almost all throughout high school. He's only a year younger, so we've been pretty close together. I think he'll do a pretty great job carrying on my work in this chapter. And he will also have a great officer team behind him too.
That's also true. Emily, as a senior and as president, your role looks a little bit different after elections. How would you characterize what you're going to be doing from that time elections happen to the time you graduate? About a month and a half period in between.
I'm just honestly going to try and enjoy my time that I have left in FFA. After high school, I wanted to try and get an alumni together for our chapter because we don't have one at the moment. So I wanted to get that moving when I'm out of high school because I'm really going to miss FFA. So yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy it and just have as much fun as I can with my officer team and my chapter.
I want to talk more about all your plans after high school, but first we got to take a quick time out. You just heard from President Emily Schlehan with the Edinburg FFA, along with Sentinel Maya Klotz, Secretary Wade Beck, and Vice President Gabe Clark. As part of National FFA Week here on the WTIM Morning Show. More from them after this short time out right here on WTIM. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. And People's Bank and Trust. They put people first.
WTIM. information station. WTIM.
It's the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville. You'll always do better with Landmark. And People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. I have the Edinburg FFA on the phone right now. That includes President Emily Schlehan, who's a senior at Edinburg, Sentinel Maya Klotz, a sophomore, Secretary Wade Beck, a freshman, and Vice President Gabe Clark, a junior. I really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day on National FFA Week to talk about all the things that Edinburg FFA does. I wanted to ask you guys individually, coming out of the break, we'll just start it right off, what FFA means to you. Starting with the president, Emily, what does being a part of Edinburg FFA mean to you?
It means to me a lot. I feel like I'm very connected with my chapter, and I've been in our chapter for 6 years almost. So I think it's made me grow as a person. I used to be really scared to talk over the phone and to talk as a public speaker, but I went to Creed speaking my freshman year, and it instantly broke me out of my shell after doing that. It means a lot because I think I do a lot of good with this chapter, and it makes me feel like a good person and that I will do good whenever I get out of high school. So yeah.
So you started FFA as what, a 7th grader?
Yes.
Wow. That's quite the journey. I want to talk a little more about that in a moment, but we got to run through everybody. So Gabe, what does being a part of Edinburg FFA mean to you?
Yeah, like Emily said, it means a lot to me, and through the different events I've been to, like we had an event this past fall called LTS, Leadership Training School, and I've gone to that for I think 2 years now, and it's really broken me out of my shell a little bit. And Edinburg is really, I say, helped me be a better leader.
Maya, what does being a part of Edinburg FFA mean to you?
Well, basically all that Emily and Gabe said, I feel like I resonate with, because I was like really, really shy before I was in FFA in 6th grade. And now I'm like, I've come out of my shell. I've done things that, I usually weren't comfortable with. I've gone to CDEs by myself. I went to camp, FFA leadership camp over the summer by myself. Kind of scary, but I was able to get out of my shell, and like, it's a great way to, become a better you and a better leader, and make friendships that, last a while.
And let's see, Wade. I knew I was missing someone. Wade, what does being part of Edinburg FFA mean to you?
Well, to me, it makes me feel like I'm a part of something bigger. It makes me feel more connected to not only the people in my chapter, but to my community. As you probably know, Illinois is a very ag-related state, and FFA makes me feel more connected to the farmers, ranchers, and everybody else related to ag in Illinois.
Wade, what would you say to someone who's on the fence about joining FFA? They're thinking about it, but they're just not quite sure. What would you say?
Just jump into the unknown. It's only a couple dollars to join. If you don't like it, you don't need to go to the meetings, but if you do, it's a great opportunity for not only your high school career, but after you at many scholarships for your college career as well.
Maya, what would you tell someone who's on the fence about joining FFA?
Just do it, because, you meet a lot of great people. You get friendships, you build better character, you become a great leader, and it's just really fun.
Gabe, what would you say to someone who's on the fence about joining FFA?
I would encourage them to join it, because a lot of kids, they just think FFA is for farmers and people in ag-related areas, but it's really not. Anybody can join. Anybody can do whatever they want to do in FFA, and it's really great.
And last but not least, Emily, what would you tell someone who's on the fence about joining FFA?
Just like my other officers, I think we're on agreement to just do it. You never know. If you, like Wade said, if you don't like it, you don't have to necessarily be in it anymore. But I think everyone should just give it a shot if they're even sort of interested. I come from a family with no farming or anything. My grandpa was a farmer, but that was about it. So I've never really seen farm life or anything, but I jumped into it when I was 7th grade, not knowing what it was or what it dealt with. And here I am, the president of the chapter, and I absolutely love it.
Emily, well, let's start with the upperclassmen, and then maybe I'll ask the question to the underclassmen. And if that is not really something that they're at that stage yet, then that's okay. But Emily, what are your plans after you graduate high school?
I was thinking of 2 different routes. I haven't exactly decided yet, but I was thinking about being a CMA in Springfield at a Springfield clinic, or continuing the business at Dairy Queen. I work there now, and I'm a PIC, and I've just learned a lot. And my ag business class I take here at the high school has actually helped me a lot with the business background of the business. It helps me do all the financial stuff for them. And yeah.
Gabe, I know you're a junior. You still got a little time left. What are you thinking for after high school at this time?
After high school, I plan on going into agribusiness.
You still there, Gabe? Gabe.
Yeah.
Okay, you cut
Yeah.
out. Go ahead. What are you thinking about doing after high school?
I plan on going into agribusiness and doing things in that field. There's tons of jobs for me to do, including I can learn how to manage a farm, do other business related things in agriculture, work for an ag company like ADM or something like that.
And the clock saves the underclassmen. We're all out of time. So I want to thank President Emily Schlehan, Sentinel Maya Klotz, Secretary Wade Beck, and Vice President Gabe Clark of the Edinburgh FFA. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your day.
Thank you.
Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first.
WTIM.